Hello and welcome. I'm your host Elizibar, and hey, look at this. It's El Krudo, number 3. Oh man, you can't see my hands. Hold on. Let me flip over the Elgato real quick so you can totally see my hands. Number 3. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, those are other comic books, but not this comic book. Let's get back over here to my monitor. All right, there we go. We're just doing it live. We're doing this little review live, and well, it's not really live because I'm not streaming it, but I'm just going for it, man. This is a digital comic. The dude, right there, the dude, he sent me the book. He's like, hey man, you want to read some El Krudo number 3? And I was like, yo dude, send me that digital. And he did. He sent me the digital. I read it. I'm here to talk about it. And I had a ton of fun. Now, the cover, uh, I was about to say the cover kind of matches what's on the inside, but it's true, it does. But it's conflating like two different things that happen in the book. And you know what? I'm fine with that. It's an awesome cover, man. I would not want to get into a fight with this orangutan right here. Look at this dude, man. Look at those big meat-eating teeth. Oh, it's vicious. It's brutal. Cool cover. I dig the cover. I dig the inside cover. The artist that did this, Rafael Antonio, absolutely fantastic. He did this 2-page spread in the middle that I'm not going to show you because it doesn't render that well here in PDF form, so I'm not going to show it to you because I think it loses the effect. But my mind could piece it together, and it looks cool. It's a 2-page spread. It's in this style right here, this very digital painting style. This actually ties into events in the book because if you remember, the evil Vietnamese major guy that's always yelling at people and strung out, he has that like captured monkey, and this is how they captured the monkey. They kind of go through that, and there's some interesting stuff there that I'm not going to tell you about because I want you to read the book. In fact, we're going to look at very little of the actual pages of the book. We are going to go down to this next page, though, because I really like this. Hold on. We got to flip over to... Boom! A thumbs up! Oh, so much thumbs up power. All right. I just really like this. I thought this was super cool. Very James Bond, except, he's looking through a scope instead of, like, the scope looking at him, then he turns and shoots. Which, that would have been cool, but that's not what we're going for here. It's nice. I don't know if this is, I think this is the same artist that does all the rest of the art in the book, because all these little sketchy, like, darkness lines here, but I'm not really sure. If it is, great. If it's not, great. I don't care. We're going to skip to page 5, though. We're going to skip to page 5. Boop! There we go. So we've encountered some problems, and we'll get into those. But first, I really like this. There's more on the previous page. He's disassembling this pistol, doing maintenance on it. He oils it up, and he's going through like all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. The narration, well, I guess they're not really narration. The thought boxes, his narrating the story to us, even though it's inside of his head. Very kind of typical for fiction of the era, for the way people of the era thought. So that may be offensive to you, but it's very effective. It works. And you kind of see some of it here. This isn't as bad as what's on the previous page, but it's okay. They don't believe in private property, and they have zero entrepreneurial spirit. But that farmer ain't just the least bit rational. I'm sure we'll come to a deal. I really like this middle panel here, too. So, I like all the gun stuff. I thought that was nice. The artist did a good job rendering what looks like a Beretta 9mm. Here's problem number 1. Carriages? Carriages? No, that's fine. I want to enhance. Can I zoom and enhance? If I do that, yeah, there we go. Let's zoom and enhance. Let's zoom. Oh, that's as far in as I can zoom. Okay, well, we have zoomed and enhanced, and you can clearly see it says carriages. It's cartridges, bro. Cartridges. Now, if it's an M9, 9mm, which is what it appears to be when he's working on the gun here, if I remember right, the M9 did not enter U.S. military service as a sidearm until 1985. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure because I was an Army brat, okay? I had a toy one of those, actually, when I was a kid. Man, they can't have that kind of stuff anymore, you know? Kids today are losing all the fun. Man, I had cap guns. I had a fairly realistic looking plastic 9mm. Didn't have the stupid orange tip on the barrel or nothing. We were just smart enough not to point it at people who have guns and will shoot us, you know? But that was a whole different world. Things were different back then. Things were crazy. A little freer than they are now. Everybody's so concerned with safety. I don't know if the world got crazier or if the perception of the world got crazier. Whichever. These are the thoughts I have. So that's a mistake. That should probably be a Colt 1911 or something, I guess. I'm not actually sure what the proper sidearm is for the Vietnam era, but I don't think it was a 9mm. Let's go to page 15, because page 15 kind of gets to the other thing I want to show, which is the violence. You ready? Oh, hold on. I'm not done with this page. What am I doing? I really like this. His pose, those lanky arms, like, this looks great, man. It looks absolutely fantastic. The build is, like, very ape-like, not very human. It's kind of wide, kind of stocky. His limbs are a little too long. It's cool. This climbing pose is absolutely dopatronic. I think here, on these two panels, this artist's particular style really serves the book very well. Because it's very kind of like sketchy with crazy lines going everywhere, and it looks absolutely fantastic here. The background over here less so. This background I really like, even though it's maybe a little too sketchy up there. But you know, I don't really mind that. I don't really mind it. It looks good. It kind of fits the mood, you know. He's like this dark thing moving through a world that's kind of dreamlike, you know. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's kind of how I interpreted this panel. And here, this is great. The camera here is set fantastically. Look at the foreshortening on the arm. It's good. That is some good ape anatomy, I think. I don't know if their fingers look quite like that. I'm not sure what I would even type into like Google to look that up, so I'm not going to bother. I'm going to just accept it. You have successfully made me buy that this is a book about an ape. Oh my god, I haven't even talked about what the book is about, have I? The book is about what if the U.S. Army sent apes into Vietnam to fight battles, and one of them got airdropped and he's behind enemy lines and has to fight his way out. There, that's what the book is about. They have successfully sold me on the premise. You know how hard it is to sell somebody on a completely ridiculous premise? This issue really did it. You know, the first issue was cool. The second issue was cool. This issue, I'm sold. I'm sold. It's a wonderful what if kind of story. All right, let's go to page 15. So he's making his way to this farm, right? You know, oh, look. Those look suspiciously like opium poppies there. We got this, I guess it's an NVA uniform. But he's just like chilling, you know, he's smoking a cigarette, he's got his AK-47, and El Crudo comes swinging down. Ah! This is great. There's a real sense of motion here. Probably the only thing that maybe would have like sold it better is if the machete was tilted at a steeper angle, but then you run into the problem of it going behind the foot, and if the machete is like going this way, it's just not going to sell it at all. So I think for the constraints of the art here, if this guy's going to have his leg crossed, which he doesn't need to have, he could have his legs straight, but if he's going to have his legs crossed, this is where that machete has to be to really carry through the motion here. Now, I do have a little problem with this. If we're stabbing up through here, yeah, I guess it could come out on the side of his head and not the top, but I think it would have been a more powerful looking motion if it had went like up through here, out right here, and you'd drawn the blade coming out through the hair in the middle. Like, I think that might have been a little bit more of a powerful motion, because this is kind of confusing. I know it says stab here, but when I first saw it, I thought he was swinging it down in an arc like this. And also, I think maybe a little too much of it, like that was the thing that kind of dissuaded me from that, is a little too much of the machete flat is being shown for it to be a swing. It would have to be turned more, and probably only about half this width would be shown. But that's absolutely brutal. This is great here. actually the lack of detail on his face here is pretty fantastic because it lets us know this is not an important character. So when he dies in the next panel, it's not a surprise. I mean, we're like foreshadowing it real heavily over here. Then he's over here and he dies and he's rendered in this like crazy. We've got like lots of detailed lines and stuff. He's obviously missing some teeth or something here. Like, this dude has been through some stuff, man. And now he's dead before he even knew who he was. And he's just gone. He's gone out of the story. And that's all I'm going to show you of the book. So yeah, crazy ape Vietnam combat. Check this out. This was a ton of fun. I'm not sure who wouldn't like this book that's in the right age range for it. Well, no, I take that back. I know a lot of people that wouldn't like this book, but that's because they wouldn't like a violent comic like to begin with. But out of everybody, like, that would be into like war comics or kind of like weird history tales or weird war tales or any of that kind of stuff, this is definitely like something worth checking out. It's brutal. It's surprisingly realistic. El Crudo, his drives and desires are actually pretty human, even though he's an orangutan. Man, look at him rocking. Look at that. Oh, you know what? Here's a line. I just thought of it. El Crudo, when you don't even think of him. You shouldn't think of him like as an ape, all right? Because when he joined the Marines and somebody went, "Hey, you apes, you want to live forever?" He clearly said no because look at the place he finds himself in, right? Ah, ooh, hold on. I just noticed that his up here. I suddenly don't like this so much. This one panel here because his hands, face, and stuff are all green instead of being this gray color. Uh, yeah, I didn't notice that when I was reading it the first time though, and that may be like kind of the intent too because he's just that camouflaged. Camouflage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to show you any more of the book. There's a lot of great stuff I'm not showing you. El Crudo makes it to the farm. Things happen there. The evil major sends troops to the farm. Uh, they run into some resistance along the way. That captured monkey has like 2 pages devoted to him. Like there is just tons of stuff in this book that I'm not even going to tell you about because I want you to go read this thing for yourself. So I'm going to end on another thumbs up because, that's what I give El Crudo number 3. A big thumbs up. Bye bye.